Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat and I like to read dark and weird books, and if it has queer elements or it's translated, that's even better. So this year I have been hyper-focused on one particular element, and that is dark Sapphic romances. I went down this rabbit hole because I was on Reddit and I was looking up recommended dark Sapphic romances, and people were like, I don't really know any. I kind of got a little unhinged with looking into them all. Once I got to over 70 books, that I wanted to share this at my halfway mark so that you can tell me which books I should be reading, and also you can have these as well. So I am working my way through. I think I've read about maybe 8 so far this year, and I'm hoping to do at the end of the year a wrap up telling you all the really good ones, but they are hard to find because so far I've only had one that has been over a 4-star. So yeah, really good dark Sapphic romance is a rare creature. So without further ado, I'm gonna get started, and obviously because I have 70 books to talk about, I'm only giving you the briefest synopsis. And the last thing I want to mention is that for each category, they are ranked from the highest Goodreads rating to the lowest. So the highest is on the left and it lowers to the right. All right, let's get it started with illustrated in the contemporary genre. So first we have Kill Me Now, which is about an assassin, and one of the assassin hits daughters. So she kills the dad and then she decides to raise the daughter. We also have On a Leash, which is about a shapeshifter war, and it's between a soldier dog shifter and a doctor snake shifter. We have Fatal Possession, which is about a stalker of a serial killer / assassin. You're not sure which one it is. Talk Dirty to Me, which is about 2 K-pop idols, one who's a masochistic pervert and one who is an unwilling master, but she does it in order to keep like her idol teammate in line. And then the last one is Girl in the Birdcage, which is about an art high school, and one girl who is in the gifted and talented program and one who is not, and their relationship. Next we have the illustrated historicals. So we have Her Tale of Shim Chong, which is about a beggar turned assistant of a lady of a manor who is fighting against the forces and the machinations of the people in the house. We have Getting to Know Grace, which is about a chronically ill, wealthy daughter and her maid whose family was ruined due to the female main character's family. We have Ghosts of Grey Woods, which is set in an isolated mountain mansion, and it deals with a lady and her companion, and there might be a haunting going on. And then last is Opium, which is about 1946 wartime Korea, and it's between a medical advisor to the army and a doctor who's being shunned by society. So I really love illustrated works, and really good Sapphic ones are a bit hard to find, but I am currently reading Her Tale of Shim Chong and On a Leash and Kill Me Now, and I reckon that they'll be in my best of the year at the end of the year. They're ongoing, so that's why they're not in my current bests that are gonna come out in July. All right, now we're gonna get into novels. We're finished with the illustrated ones. Let's start with Mafia and Assassins. So we have Requiem for Immortals by Lee Winter. This is between a professional cellist who is an assassin and her target. We have Don't Hate Me by Eden Emery, also writing as Elle May. But this is between an assassin and a government agent and has BDSM elements. We have Promised to the Queen by Barbara Winks. This is a mafia arranged marriage. And we have Captive of the Crime Queen by Persephone Black, between a syndicate leader and a mafia princess. We have Her Mafia Bride by Persephone Black, which is an arranged marriage between an ice queen and a mafia princess. We have A Game of Hearts and Heists by Ruby Rowe, which is about an assassin who is seeking revenge and a medic turned poisoner, and they are rival killers. They're like rival assassins. We have Broken Vows by Nadine O'Keefe, which is about a runaway mafia princess and a mafia enforcer who is sent to hunt her down. And the last in this category, we have Seeds of Sorrow by Sarah James. This is about a crime boss and a good girl. Next up is the category that I would give you the most caution for and definitely tell you to check triggers and or be in a good headspace for. This is the mindfuck category, and you will see why. So first up, we have Lifers by Casey Bloom. This is about a lifer in an asylum and a new inmate who, judging by the synopsis, might have just tried to commit suicide. And then there's The Madhouse by Liza James, which deals with two stepsisters in a cult. One escapes and one stays. And then Hide and Seek by Eden Emery. This is about a killing game where two girls are given masks and guns, and it's a survival game. And the last in this category is Drown in You by Jay Rose, also about a religious cult. One girl escapes, one stays, then you fast forward and there are BDSM elements. Next we have Dark Academia. We have Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling. This is a Medusa retelling between a university student and the person who wronged her's daughter, who she is going to use for her revenge. We have Don't Forget Me by Eden Emery, which is between a teacher and a stalker who becomes her student in order to stalk her. This has BDSM elements. And last is Roommates by A.L. Ryan. This is between college roommates. It deals with a hazing gone wrong, and the one who is hazed is like the normal girl, and then her roommate comes from, I think, a mafia family or like an assassin's family, and she says she's going to use her family skills in order to get revenge. And then last in contemporary, we just have the other category where these didn't fit nicely into any of the other categories. We have The Clinch by Nicole Disney. This is between a Taekwondo UFC featherweight champ and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu rookie. We have Pretty Little Psycho by Ari Bond, which is about a street racing bad girl and her best friend. And we have Saving Mia by Anna Stone. This is about an in-debt woman auctioning herself for her sister's medical bills and a cool CEO who buys her. All right, next let's talk about dystopias. So I love a good dystopia, and I have, like everyone else, been in love with, there are two dystopias that come to mind. Obviously the Monster series by Lily Mayne, and also the Crispin Sear duology by TJ Klune, which came out ages ago. I don't even think it's in publication anymore. So I've been dying to find an FF Sapphic one that does the same thing. So we have Charon Docks at Daylight by Zoe Reed. This is about zombies and two women who are surviving. This has crazy high ratings. It's a 4.64 on Goodreads with nearly 2,000 reviews, which is insanely high. We have Hearing Red by Nicole Mazer. Again, a zombie invasion, and it's a new doctor and a woman on the run. We have Survival Instincts by Mae Donnie. This is post-apocalyptic New York City where nature has reclaimed the city. And a woman is traveling and the other woman is her guard. And the last in this category is Love and Chaos by Poppy Woods. There is a world collapse, and it's about a farmer hunter and an officer guard. Okay, now let's get into fantasy. This is the monster category, just in general, like monsters and creatures. So first up is The One Who Eats Monsters by Casey Matthews. It is an exiled deity who becomes a bodyguard for a senator's daughter. We have Kiss of Seduction by Ronnie Sabor. This is between a human and a succubus. We have Aurora's Angel by Emily Noon, which is between a nocturnal huntress and a broken-winged angel trying to get home. The First and Last Demon by Hiyodori. This is a once-renowned human warrior and a newly awakened demon. And we have Wild by Megan O'Brien. This is between a shapeshifter and a forensic pathologist hunting down a serial killer. Somebody You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. This is between a shapeshifting monster and a sweet human who is caring for them. So this one I have on hold at my library, and I'm really hoping it comes in for my July Jalo readathon. And second to last in this category is Treasured by Poppy Woods. It's about a captive human and a dragon. And then last is She Came from the Swamp by Darva Green, which is about a swamp creature and a cult runaway. Okay, so next let's get into fantasy about ocean. So this is about sailors, pirates, mermaids, sirens. We have Pirates of Aletheria by Brittany Jackson. This is about a dragon sorcerer seeking revenge and a pirate captain. We have Of Tides and Snow by Darva Green. This is a Snow White retelling between a runaway and a ruthless pirate captain. We have Compass Rose by Anna Burke, which deals with a fleet elite sailor and pirates. We have Sirens of the Sugar Seas by Kat Blackthorne, between a runaway sailor and a siren. On the next one, we have Ice Massacre by Tiana Warner, between a sailor warrior and a killer mermaid. Providence Girls by Morgan Dante, a rescued human sacrifice and an eldritch creature of the deep. This one is one of the ones I want to read the most on this list. The idea of like a woman with gills who can transform into a sea monster is just my type. We have The Raven and the Banshee by Carolyn Elizabeth, which is between a shipping company heir and a pirate captain. And last, The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skrutsky, which is a sea monster trainer and a pirate queen. Probably the biggest category on this whole list is vampires. And I think there must be a huge like biting kink because the vampires category is very prolific. So anyway, we have She Came for Blood by Darva Green, about a strange angel haunted by prophecy and a vampire. After that, we have House of Crimson Hearts by Ruby Rowe, about a vampire who corrupts a hunter. We have The Balance of Fates by Raquel Raylin, between a Royal Coven heir and a rival rogue vampire. Twisted Sorcery by Kira Adler, about a powerful witch bent on revenge and a vampire who's working for her for rent money. This is the one I want to highlight. That is the best sapphic romance I have read of the year so far. Then we also have Eternal Captive by Elle May, between a cruel vampire princess and a cold hunter. Next, we have Contract Bound by Elle May, a vampire hunter babysitter of a vampire heir. Precious Red Pearls by Holly Hawthorne, which is about a blood slave and a vampiress. Feigned Interest by Chloe Peterson, which is a true mate fake dating situation between a vampire and a human. Deadly Kiss by Ariel Marie, a vampire princess and a human picked for her blood. And last in this category, The Wicked and the Willing by Lian Yu Tan, set in Singapore 1927. It's between a destitute maidservant and a vampire mistress versus the woman trying to save her. So this one feels like a love V or a love triangle to me. And I personally don't think I'll be reading it, but it was on every Dark Sapphic list everywhere, so I thought I would mention it. And then we have the miscellaneous like fantasy other category, Breaking Legacies by Zoe Reed, about the best hunter in a kingdom tracking down a runaway princess. Malice by Heather Walter, which is a witchy Sleeping Beauty retelling. Lady Venom Takes a Mistress by Kat Blackthorne, about Lady Venom, who is a witch and a runaway bride. The Dark Wife by Sarah Diemer, which is which is about a Hades and Persephone retelling. Markless by CJ Malbury, which is about a witch from the slums and a princess who is seeking power. And Captive in the Underworld by Lian Yu Tan, set in ancient Greece. This is also a Hades and Persephone retelling. The last subgenre of fantasy that I'm going to talk about is Sapphic Omegaverse. So I didn't even know this was a thing until I was looking up for this video. So if you don't know, Omegaverse is the idea that people that have the same physical build can get each other pregnant in this world. So I've read a lot of gay Omegaverse, basically where one of them, who is the Omega, has like a womb and can give birth, usually by having sex with an alpha. So then I never thought about Sapphic Omegaverse, which is also a thing apparently, and you're wondering how. And I think it's because I haven't read any, so I don't know. But I think some of the ladies have penises. I think. I was reading reviews of one there's a big debate about, I don't remember what it's called, like female dick or something. And A comment down below was like by a lesbian. She's like, as a lesbian, hot sex is hot sex. And I don't care if the women have penises. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, we have Of Wolf and Wind by Lexa Luthor. This is childhood friends to enemies to arranged marriage between two princesses. We have Never Yours by Lily X, an upright general of an army and a smuggler submarine captain. We have The Iron Edge by Lexa Luthor. This is between an Omega Spartan warrior and an Alpha slave. We have Dancing in the Darkness by Lexa Luthor, an alien Alpha ruler of a planet and a human, and they go on a rescue mission to rescue an Omega. We have Wrath of the King by Lily X. This has an Alpha Air Earth Enchanter and an Omega Fire Sorcerer. It's friends to enemies. Of Iron and Gold by Lexa Luthor, an Omega princess needing a stud, essentially, and a degenerate Alpha slave. Claiming Fawn by Winter Thorn, which is an Alpha dragon shifter and an Omega mage. The penultimate category is sci-fi. We have New World, Made for Me by Lily X. This is a woman on the run and a space tracker. The Lily and the Crown by Rosalind Sinclair, which is about space station botanist and a slave from a pirate ship. New World, Stay With Me by Lily X, which is about a galactic farmer and the robot she hired, who's actually a real woman. And Crier's War by Nina Varela, about a human servant and an Autome Lady Crier, which is basically like an AI robot. And the very last one is a short story collection, which I read at the beginning of this year. This is Scissor Sisters by Ray Knowles. These are Sapphic villain stories, and I would also really recommend this one. This is probably the second best Sapphic romance stuff that I've read this year so far. Okay, and that is the end. Those are over 70 dark Sapphic romance recommendations. Let me know which ones I should read, which ones you want to read, and also if you have any good recommendations, please put them down below. I would love to know about them. And yeah, without further ado, I will see you in another video soon. Lots of love. Bye.